This reading is for those who are finally seeing things clearly and seeing themselves for who they really are, and seeing boundaries that need to be set in place, or noticing where boundaries are not being set in place. This collective, first of all, if you're finding this video, means you are aligned with my energy, which means we are going through very similar experiences at this time. So I am a part of the collective, you are part of my collective. We're all reading, or I'm reading for all of us, including myself. So we are in a space of moving through new energy and trying to navigate how to live life knowing what we now know. And knowing what we've known for a long time, but we're finally beginning to put into action. Things are finally aligning. Our thoughts, this is a message that has been coming through to me all day. Our thoughts and our words are finally aligning with our actions. Our actions are finally aligning with our desires. For a long time, we were neglecting those things, our desires, and our thoughts and our words did not match each other. We would say things we didn't believe, or say things that didn't align with what we wanted, say things that didn't align with what we were doing. And now that we are becoming aware, what now? Let's see what else. We are moving through energy, being more conscious of the way we're thinking and speaking about these things. We're being more conscious of the words that we choose, because we know that the words that we choose manifest in the world and in our lives. And so we're starting to understand that the way that we've been moving through life, using our thoughts and our words, do not align with what we truly desire, which is new life. We desire a new path and new ways of emotional fulfillment, new methods of dreaming about life, new methods of manifesting. We are always manifesting with our mindset. Our mindset creates our reality. It looks like we are manifesting recognition. We are manifesting being seen for what we have to say, being seen for what we have to offer with our voice. You may be a person who likes to be in the eyes of the public, or in the gaze of people who relate to you, or people that you want to advocate for. You might like to speak up about things that are not being spoken up about. You might be somebody who likes to sing or to perform in a certain way. Or you may be a person who wishes they could do those things. And maybe part of the battle is the stage fright, the fear of being recognized, because fear, being recognized means that you are also being exposed to judgment and criticism. And that's scary, brings us fear. But it is important to remember that there is a balance between how other people perceive us, how other people are viewing us, how external sources are judging us and perceiving us. And then there's also the aspect of how we are perceiving ourselves. There's a balance between those two things, because being perceived gives us opportunity to receive advice. Sometimes that advice is very warranted, but it also means that we're open to receiving judgment that is not warranted, that is not kind, that is not helpful, and is not aligned with who we want to be. And then there's how we judge ourselves and how we perceive ourselves, and sometimes that perception can be very negative, not helpful, and sometimes that perception can be so positive, that is more helpful. And there's a balance too there with ego, you know. to be humble, but also to be confident in what you have, to recognize your talents and not be shy about them. Yeah, I'm talented at this. Yeah, I'm talented at doing that. Yeah, I'm really good at that. Being able to say that out loud. Doesn't mean that you have a big ego. Doesn't mean that you're a narcissist. You have narcissistic tendencies. It means that you know your assets. And there's nothing, especially for women. This is a message for the women out there who feel that speaking up about what you're good at is criticized and shamed, because as women, when we have something smart to say, we are judged in so many different ways and told so many different things. And it's just important to balance our own perceptions and other people's perceptions when it comes to the self. Ten of Swords coming out. Let's get some clarification on this. We are understanding where our voices, we're understanding where our voices and where our thoughts are flawed. And we are attempting to let go of those things, the negative self-talk, the negative perceptions about the world and our beliefs about the world. We are attempting to rekindle some emotional fulfillment that comes with reframing those perceptions and having a different perspective, flipping the situation on its head, almost like Hanged Man energy, and understanding that if we believe that we won't get what we want, then we won't. But if we can understand that our desires are also desiring us, our manifestations want us too, and then we open up. This is a card, Ace of Cups here. This is a card to me right now that is talking about being open to receiving, which means, how do we do that? You know, like how do we be open? How do we be open, Spirit? To be open, we need to move on from things that are no longer serving us. To be open, we have to make space. We have to make space. So we have to cleanse. We have to get rid of shit. We have to have discipline when it comes to purging, which means purging people, purging habits, purging anything that you can think of that just does not align with who you want to be. Because if you are trying to manifest, if the image is coming clear, if the vision is clear, that you know what you have to do to be who you want to be, or you know that you want to be a certain type of person, the moon energy, like everything's coming to light, you know what I mean? Then we have to make space for that to happen. We can't, there's a dissonant energy with this collective, where we want something, we desire something, we say that we're going to do something, but then our actions do not reflect what we want. Our actions do not reflect what we're saying about what we want and how we're thinking. And then our thoughts don't reflect how we're acting. There has to be alignment. When your thoughts match your words, and your words match your actions, and your actions match your words, and your words match your thoughts, everything aligns, and then you become a conduit. You become, what's the word? A catalyst? There's some opening that happens when we align with the way we are thinking inside, the way we are feeling inside, and how we express it. There's a message here about expression. Expressing in new ways. Hanged Man. We were just talking about this. And the sun is coming out as well. There is a calling that if you haven't already picked up this call, if you haven't already answered the call, then this message is not for you. But this is a message for those who have not yet pursued the calling. There is a need to pursue this in a different way. There is a need to align with this energy that you're seeking in a different way, because the way you're doing it is not working. You are strictly pursuing, you're giving in to things that you know don't align with you. You are doing things that give you short-term gratification. Now, back to everybody, people who have answered the calling, people who have answered the calling, everybody. When we express ourselves in authentic ways, and in ways that feel good, not feel good short term, but feel good even after it's done. You know, this could be getting high, this could be impulsive sexual intercourse, this could be gambling, this could be impulsive spending, this could be any impulsive behavior that feels good temporarily, but then afterwards you feel regret, shame, guilt, you feel just gross. Those things are not what we are looking for. We are looking for authentic ways. Oh my gosh, I have an itch. Authentic ways, and I'm dropping my cards. Hello? Yeah, I just dropped some cards. One moment. Okay. Exploring authentic ways to move on. Doing things that make us feel good in the long term. Short term, when we do things that feel good long term, the short term result doesn't always show up quick enough. That's why impulsive behavior that is essentially maladaptive, it feels so good in the moment because you get it immediately. But that's not how the most rewarding things go. When we feel most rewarded, it's because we've worked for it. We've worked hard for it. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not. Hate to break it to you. So for those of us who are seeing the light and things are coming into light, we know that we have to be open to receiving our manifestations, but we also have to understand that we can't receive our manifestations if we're not making the space for them, or if we're not creating the opportunity for them to come in, which means we have to purge. It means we have to do what we have to do to be successful. What else do we need to know about this? We have the Two of Pentacles coming out with the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Cups reversed, and the Chariot. Clarification for the Ten of Cups reversed. Okay. Okay. So for a lot of us, for most of us in this collective, and if this doesn't resonate for you, leave it. It's not for you. But for most of us in this collective, we are trying to balance fun with independence. We are very reliant on others to have a good time. We are very reliant on others to feel validated, very reliant on others to feel like we can move forward. We are very reliant on others to tell us that we're making the right choice, or that our decision is valid, or that, you know, the outfit we're wearing is valid, or the people that we're hanging out with are valid. But even, I'm getting an energy of it, like, even when we're being called out by these people, we don't listen. So why ask for validation if you know that you're not going to get it? So there's a balance here between knowing when to seek out external validation and knowing when to rely on that attention coming from yourself. Give yourself the attention that you crave. Follow through with what you say you're going to do. That's a message coming through with the Chariot here. Follow through with what Follow through with what you say you're going to do, and you will have reward through that. You will reap what you sow, negative or positive connotation to that. And your karma will come in whatever way it's going to come. We must understand that long-term emotional fulfillment in connection does not feel as fulfilling if we aren't also fulfilled on our own. We can't accept love if we don't believe we deserve it. We can't accept love if we don't already love ourselves, because then if we're receiving love and we don't love ourselves, or at least we're not... There's also a message here about like not complete self-hatred, but also not taking care of ourselves emotionally in the best way, right? When we are in that space of not feeling emotionally fulfilled on our own, even when we receive love from others, it doesn't feel as good as if we were to believe it or feel it on our own too. When you already feel it, it's amplified when somebody else agrees with you about a certain part of yourself or encourages you in a certain way. It feels better than if you're just strictly getting it from somebody else and not giving it to yourself either. Okay, so we're also learning that we need to, we're also learning that we do not lack as much as we think that we do. That's another thing coming into light here, is that we have more abundance than we perceived all along. And that is creating a spark of motivation and life within us. It is creating movement. It is and it is also, okay, hold on. We're also understanding that we aren't going to get what we want if we stay stagnant in lack of self-care, and also lack of, oh my gosh, there's that cognitive dissonance coming through again. We are not going to get what we want if we don't act the way that we want to act. If we're going against the call to say a certain thing, or to feel a certain way, or to think a certain thought, or to act a certain way, when we go against that, and when our thoughts don't match our actions, we are not going to get what we want. You're not going to get what you want if you fight it. But at the same time, as much as fighting it is comfortable because we fought it for so long, it is causing more pain than the fear of actually flowing with it. Because there is fear there. It's huge. But the hard path is gonna make your life long-term way easier than if you were to take the easy path, because the easy path path creates dissonance, and it creates distress. Plain and simple. Yeah, more distress. It creates overthinking. It creates shame and guilt, and just feeling like we're not good enough because we're not doing what we can to make ourselves as good as we want to be. Simple as that. Okay. I'm feeling called to close the reading out with the Oracle card from this deck. Cosmic Dreamscape Astrology Oracle deck. I haven't used this deck in a long time, so we're going to see what comes through as a final message to clarify this reading for us, and to clarify what we have already known to clarify what is already in the light. What is something that we need to know, that we need to be reminded of what we already know? Wow, okay. So we have a few cards coming out. I'm going to read all of them to you. We have Aries coming out. Fellow Aries people. The moon is also in Aries right now. It says blaze new trails. Can't even see it because it's backwards. Then we have, I don't know how to say this, Imam Coeli. Make peace with the past. And Taurus, slow but steady. Let's begin with Aries. Blaze new trails. Fiery and headstrong Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so it has no problem picking up the torch and blazing bravely into the unknown territory. Now, it's your turn to follow suit. A plethora of potential is blossoming in your life, but it's up to you to channel your inner ram and steer things into the direction of your dreams. Be bold, be brazen, be bossy about what you want, and take matters into your own hands. If you keep pushing forward, obstacles will have no choice but to move out of your way. Take action. Take action. Nothing's going to happen if you manifest something and then you're not doing anything to put that into motion. My favorite example, if you're manifesting a new job, but then you don't seek out new interviews, you're not going to get a fucking job. You're not. Okay, Imam Coeli. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's not my problem. Make peace with the past. Whatever is happening in your present may require you to revisit your past. The Imam Coeli, or IC, is sometimes called the midnight point of an astrology chart. It is located way down at the 6 o'clock position of the horoscopic ring, and it symbolizes our roots, our memories, and our emotional foundations of who we are. Every single event or encounter in our lives shapes us in some way, weaving a one-of-a-kind origin story for our inner heroes and villains. But the only way we can gain strength from our trials and tribulations is to acknowledge them, process them, and squeeze the juicy life experience out of them. Examine whether there's something buried in your personal history that's not yet to be processed. Once you make peace with it, you'll probably be able to move forward in your current situation with more clarity. Purge, bitch. Oh, this is what I've been saying. Revisit your past. Look back on what didn't work for you, the people that didn't work for you, the patterns that didn't work for you, the habits that didn't work for you, the thought process that didn't work for you, the mindsets. Revisit those things, process them or heal from them, and make space for new growth. Taurus, slow but steady. Sensuous and steadfast earth sign Taurus almost never needs to rush. And at the moment, neither do you. No matter what the outside world and its pressures may be telling you. Excuse me. Moving at a more leisurely pace can actually help you avoid sloppy oversights and keep you from tripping over your own feet. Channel Taurus's slow and steady approach as you make any next moves. Feeling stable in your footing and confident that you're walking on solid ground is worth celebrating for. Trust that you've got all the time in the world. As much as we want to embody this Aries energy, we also want to balance it with knowing that if we go too fast, we burn ourselves out. If we go with too much action, we burn ourselves out. Trust your intuition. Trust what feels right. If you're doing something productive for yourself, great. If you feel that you're tired of it, stop and take a break. As much as we need action, we need rest. These cards go so well together. And in between them, in between time, we are purging, making space. Make space. Clear out your past. Make space for new action and growth. And that's your reading today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much if you stayed. And I hope that this resonated for you. Have a wonderful night or day. Bye.